Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, and this is my first video that isn't to do with Deal or No Deal that's behind me. This is set up for a game later. It'll be my episode 3, so hopefully you enjoy that one. Go and check that out, it's quite good. And yeah, today I'm going to be doing my personal top 10 reality shows, and I'm not sure if you'll know all of them, but I'm going to do my best to describe them to you, and I'll tell you what countries I've seen, because I know there's a lot of different formats in different countries, so hopefully you know most of them. Before we get straight into this video, that you go and click the subscribe button. I think I said that right, yeah. So the subscribe button, it should be right down here, and then the thumbs up one, which is over here, if you want to, if you enjoy the video. But this is my personal top 10, as I said before, and let me just jump straight into it with number 10. Number 10 is a reality show that I think it's only in America at the moment, and it's solitary. I think they had 3 seasons or 3 versions, and the concept of the game is that there's a selected number of contestants, and they are locked up in a room by themselves. And they will, I think it was a treatment, they try a treatment which is for immunity. And it's a challenge that they have to compete for immunity, and then whoever wins the treatment doesn't have to do the test, I think it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so they'll do the test, and whoever's the last is out. But I really enjoyed this show because it's not like one you've seen before, because all of these people are just in a room by themselves. Like, it's not like, yeah, let's throw them all out and get them to vote themselves off. This one was basically just put them in a room, tell them when they can eat, when they can sleep, and stuff like this. And some of the stuff they were doing, I don't even know if it was legal. That's how crazy it was. But it was, I watched 2 versions or 2 seasons of this show, but they call it versions. And I did really enjoy it, and I'm not sure why they ended it, but as I said, I've seen the USA one, so hopefully they'll make more shows. I really did enjoy that. But let's now jump in to number 9. 9 is similar to Takeshi's Castle. I'm not sure, Takeshi's Castle wasn't on my list. I did watch that growing up, but I presume you lot have a different name to it in America. Not you lot, because I don't know where you're from, but you get what I mean. And because when I was speaking to my American friend, it wasn't actually called Takeshi's Castle, it was called something else. But this one is Ninja Warrior, and I haven't seen Ninja Warrior USA. I know that that's based off, you come in a group and you do stuff like that, but the Ninja Warrior UK is similar to Takeshi's Castle, where I'm pretty sure it's the same format as most different countries, where you compete in the first stage. If you make it through, you go through, and so on, all the way to stage 4. So we're on our 2nd season over here, and I am personally really enjoying watching it. I wouldn't put it higher on the list because I'm more of a bigger fan of the reality shows. Like, I'm not going to ruin any more in the list for you, but when you get bigger groups together, not just one person like stealing all the limelight, I prefer when it is a group of people and you can see them socialising and stuff. That's why Solitary and Ninja Warrior are both at the top of my list. So now going on to number 8. Now, this is one I've seen in the UK. I'm not sure if you do it in other countries. I haven't actually looked, but it is Fear Factor. And the concept of Fear Factor is, as it seems, fighting your fears. And the first one that I ever saw, they had to get into a tub of leeches and get as many leeches stuck on them as possible, and then their partner, because they all join together, their partner comes along and they have to take the leeches off and put them in a bowl with their mouth. And now, like, I don't think anyone should be doing something as dirty as that with their mouth. Like, imagine if that got stuck in your tongue. Would you just like, ugh, can you imagine? But yeah, that is a Fear Factor. And but the concept is you'll go in a pair. Normally it's like husband, wife, brothers, family members, stuff like that, or close friends as well. And you just compete and in stuff that's really scary, like jumping out of stuff and a lot of live animals. And the winner is the one who survives the most. And I really did enjoy that. I just think that there wasn't enough seasons for it to get higher up on my list. I do prefer shows with a lot more seasons, because you just watch one season and it's can't watch anymore then, can you? Let's head on to number 7. Now, number 7 is done. The countries that I've seen is Australia, USA, and UK, and it is the mole. And each three of those countries have totally different formats. I know USA, you have to, as well as trying to figure out who the mole is, you have to write a diary as well and get that correct and all of that. And over here we didn't do that, and in Australia they didn't do that. And the concept of the show is normally there's about 12 contestants. Like, I'm being a rough idea with the numbers here, but you'll all go and you'll compete in assignments, and you'll be making money. And there's two types of money. There's the mole fund and the group fund, and one person out of all those contestants is the mole. And the whole point of the game is to work out who the mole is. Make sure you're like, they do it in like a little computer and then some fingerprint thing to see if you go or not. But it is quite a good show. I would advise a lot of you to go and watch it. It's nothing like the ones you normally see, but for me it wasn't. It was one of the first reality shows that I played online before I got into hosting reality shows. It was one of the first ones that I played, and I came third, so I did make the finals. I did really enjoy it. That's what got me into watching it, but it won't be higher because the concept never really stuck. I know it's now cancelled in every single country, so I think that says something, that the concept was a good concept, but it never really got the attention of the viewer, which is the whole point of reality shows. Like, you're not doing it to make those people happy, you're doing it to get views on TV. No, I'm joking, we did it to make happy as well. And now let's jump into number 6. So number 6 is a reality show that is very close to my heart. And a lot of you have heard of Big Brother. I've got 2 Big Brothers on my list. This one is Big Brother UK format. And for those of you that don't know, the UK format is just no talking about nominations. It's all about the public, and the public vote for you. You obviously nominate in the house, but you're not allowed to talk about who you're nominating. You'll get in trouble for that, which is like, but for you guys at home, Big Brother UK, I've auditioned for the past 3 years. I want to get on there, but who knows, maybe one day. But yeah, I have to obviously stick by my guns with Big Brother UK because it's the first reality show that I watched, and I've been watching it since it launched. Ask me any question, I'll know. But it is a good show, but for people who come from, say, Survivor or other shows that are abroad, they don't really like it because it's more of, say, Jersey Shores or Geordie Shores, watching them, and then obviously the public will vote them out, and not many people like that. A lot of people like it to be all strategic, which I'm a strategic. I prefer everything to be strategy, and obviously there's a strategy to win it, but I think it's a lot harder than any other game. But it is a great show. And now we'll jump into number 5. Number 5 is Whodunit. Now, there's only ever been one season. I don't think they've ever done a second season, but this show, you can see how far up on my list for only being one season is. It was so amazing. The concept of it was to work out who was being killed, and you have to kind of piece together everything to try and work out how that person was actually killed. And not only that, if you're the person in that round who is furthest from the truth, you will be the next, like, criminal case. And that just got me. I hosted one of these seasons. Everyone loved Whodunit, and I just don't know why they haven't carried it on, because it is a great season, and I advise all of you, it's all on YouTube, to watch it as well. Just go over there and watch it. It's such a great show. And next, I'm going to be going into number 4. Number 4, I had to put on here because I've watched so many seasons of it, but there's only one problem with it, and I'll get to that. It is Tar, or The Amazing Race. And the concept is, obviously, for those of you who have seen it, it's racing around the world, doing detours and stuff like that to their challenges. And you need to get to the finish line in the fastest time, but it's not as straightforward as you think. There's a lot of, like, little hidden things that you have to try and figure out as well, and there's stuff that you can do to influence other people's games and vice versa. And it is a really good show, but my problem was, once you've seen one season, they're all racing around the world, so it does get really repetitive. And that's what I struggled with, because they needed something to spice it up. And I know season 19 they brought in that hazard. I just didn't feel like that done its job with what they wanted it to do, unfortunately. Otherwise I would have put it a bit further up on my list, because I really do enjoy that show. But let's head on to number 3. Now, number 3 is kind of a hit and miss over here. Everyone that I know in the UK that is a reality show addict, they just have never got into this show. And I think it's because, I'll explain it, it's my other Big Brother USA format. And that's with the HOH POV, like Head of House and Power Veto, or Veto, however you lot say it. But I do really like this format because it's all about strategy, living in a Big Brother house. And that's like me, like all cameras face me. No, I'm joking. But anyway, yeah, so Big Brother USA, I love it. And to be honest, at the moment, I'm watching Big Brother Canada because Nikki is in there. And if you don't know Nikki, who is she? Who is she? Then you do now. She is the biggest drama queen ever, and I've really enjoyed watching her in Big Brother Canada. And as that's the same format as USA, I will class this as the same. But as I said before, there's a lot of people over here, they're so used to the UK format that the USA one is just like, yeah, get out here. They don't even give it the chance, to be honest. And when I was one of those people, and when my mind finally opened and I watched a season, I watched all of them because they are amazing. And people over here really underestimate how big it actually is and how good the show actually is. And it really does upset me because I would love to have a channel over here just to watch them, but people don't want to see it, and it's just unfortunate. And now I'm going to be heading over to number 2. Number 2 is more of a interesting one, and I found this on Netflix, and I never personally thought that I would be a person to watch that show, and it is RuPaul's Drag Race. I've seen seasons 2 to 7. Number 1 was never on Netflix. I can't find it anywhere. But from the moment I started watching this, I think I got through all 7 seasons in about 2 weeks. They are amazing. It's just to show the amount of equality is in this world, and not just that, but how accepting they all are and how funny and so confident every single person is to they just show their characteristics so well, and I feel like you don't just get to know a few selected of the characters that the producers want you to know, you get to know all of them for who they are. And it really did like mean a lot to me to watch that because it was just such a great show, and I would advise all of you to go over there and watch it and give it a chance because you never know if you're going to enjoy it or not. All of these shows on the list I think you should give a go because they all are there for a reason. And now we go into number 1, and I think a lot of people have probably guessed what this is, but let's go. Number 1 is probably the one that's closest to my heart, and that is Survivor. And Survivor helped me through a really dark point in my life. When I was suffering from depression, I used Survivor to escape the real world, and I got through nearly every season. I think I skipped a few of it. I skipped Redemption Island and a few other ones that people told me weren't as good, but I'm going to go back and watch them even if they aren't bad. But it really did help me. I was in a dark place and all of them just came out, and when I was watching them I was in my own world. I really just, this is what I think got my reality show addiction properly out there for everyone to see. And then since then you can't even like have a conversation with me without talking about reality shows. They're created for us to enjoy, so just enjoy them, like, who doesn't? And so for those of you who haven't seen Survivor, it is mostly based in America. We did have 2 seasons in the UK. We will not talk about that because it was like the worst Survivor I've ever seen. I tried watching them a few months ago and they were just so bad. Like, I know it's to everyone's opinion, but it was more about the people were trying to be themselves. There was no like tactical stuff. If people were talking about votes, everyone would vote them out. So if you was trying to be strategic, you would be shot down. The only thing that happened in the show that was actually interesting was some girl went and like threw their rice in the river, or the sea, sorry. And that was just the funniest moment because everyone went crazy. She didn't even get voted out the next tribal council. But the American Survivor, they've had 30, I think they're on their 32nd season at this point of recording, and I just love it. It's all of the twists that they do really do, it grabs you in. Every episode you know what's gonna happen, like the immunity challenge, reward challenge, tribal council and stuff like that, but every episode is the same but it's different. You never know how an idol is going to be played. You never know who, like, they never actually fully show you what's going to happen. It's just so gripping and it pulls you in, and I would advise all of you to go there, watch every season, because you will love it and you'll be addicted like me. If you're not already are, you're probably here because you are addicted like me. But that is it for my list, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And lastly, before I go, I just want to bring you back to my Deal or No Deal board. I have changed positions to where I am to try and make it a bit better for you guys. And I will be recording this one tonight, and it will be going up tonight as well, and I'll hopefully be doing more episodes to go throughout. And obviously it's just season 1, I'm just testing it, and I hope that you guys can enjoy it as much as I've been hosting it. And to all of you at home, thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe.